Okay, so extruding. Extruding is very powerful. It's how, you pop off this little arm here or something. So I can take, let's say these guys here, and I'm selecting via faces, and let's get the polygon menu set up. Extruding in NURBS is very different. And okay, so if I just pop over to extrude, I can extrude out. All right, so the thickness is another place I can control things and the divisions there. And then the offset here, if I can remember how this guy works. There we go. And I can use that offset to just tweak the whole thing in a little bit there. Okay. And my mouse is way too sensitive. There we go. Okay, so you can do all sorts of neat shapes using the extrude. Okay, and it's very, very powerful. Oh, it's going forward one there. Now I have face centers turned on, and so that's very handy because right now the extrude has been run, but I haven't done anything with it. But I've gotten micro faces all the way around. If you hit the extrude, don't do anything with it, and do a second one, you can leave those guys behind. So that's one of the reasons you'll see I work with face centers. So, and I can just pop this guy and do another, oops. All right, and select those two, and edit mesh, and extrude. So I can pull that down if I want to. Go like that, and once again play with the offset feature here, and come on, yeah. Just be glad you're not trying to working with a screen recorder as you're trying to do this stuff. Okay, so anyhow, it's so you have these features new in the latest version of Maya. Okay, and so those guys to play with. All right, let's Z back, get rid of that, and move on a little bit here. So I'm just going to pull off some on the bottom here. Now you notice when I extruded that piece on the helmet, it went as a block, and that's because I had keep faces together set to on. Here under edit mesh at the top we have keep faces together checked on. If I have that checked off, okay, so now it's checked off, and I hit the extrude button and I pull out an extrude here, you go, okay, yeah, that looks the exact same. But now if I play with the offset, you see what happens. Okay, I have all those internal faces. So one way isn't right and the other way is wrong. It's just, what do you need for the thing you're trying to make in your piece of art? Okay, so that's one of the concerns. All right, but yeah, so it's if we let's just reopen the file here quickly. Okay, don't save. All right. So let's see, faces. So I can quickly grab these guys and this guy. It comes to a point because I wasn't, this is not the actual plan for this model. But yeah, see, I can do, let's see, edit mesh, keep faces together on, extrude, and oops, pull out. Anyhow, so it's very flexible, very powerful. If you have vert selected, so if I just I'll double click and select the verts going around like that. So I have the edges selected. I'll go to selection, select here, and convert selections to vertices. And now if I do a extrude, so edit mesh extrude, it spikes those. And I can just pop over here and say extrude vertex 1 length and take those down. And ta-da! Okay, so depending on what you have selected, you're going to get different a different extrude. Okay, now do note that I got 5 sides here, so that's an n-gon, and that's going to have to clean up. Maya is very good at making illegal geometry. Okay, so going sort of away from anything practical on a model, if I grab the edges here, okay, I can do the extrude, and as you see, it extrudes out that edge. If I double click up here, and once again turn off that keep faces together, and I do a edit mesh extrude, as you see, they come out as individual pieces. So you really need to always know when you're working with extrude which setting keep faces together is on. Yep. Another issue, now that, because to do each of these things I just showed you, there used to be 3 buttons. They've now made it into 1 button, which has this bad side effect. If I have the whole thing selected in objects mode, do edit mesh extrude, it has now done the entire model. Okay, so now I have basically 2 copies of the model on top of each other. And so in that case, it extruded each individual face a second time. I'll put keep faces together back to on and do an extrude here. And let's pop everyone. And so as you see, there's a second whole version of the model on the inside. So, and this is just one of these things that drives me nuts and drives intro students nuts, is having this second set of faces or the second whole body in there. Let's, okay, yeah, maybe you can now see it in X-ray mode, that there's a second head inside there. Okay, so you have to watch for that, because I've had students have 7 or 8 duplicates of their model on top of each other at various points in the history, you know, so you could have one before you put the arm on or before you had the helmet there. And, you know, I end up having to take the 7, chop them up into pieces, and then re-put them back together again. So that's the danger of the extrude. So very powerful, but you want to be always on guard for which settings you have it set to, and make sure that you always select a component first, then do the extrude, whether that component's a face, an edge, or a set of verts. Okay, just you want that decision to come first, then hit the extrude button. All right. Okay, hope that helps. Have fun. Righto. Then you have your drop off. So that drops it off at the outer edge. If your drop off position is 0. If your drop off position is 1, okay, it drops it off at the middle. So now if I hit play, okay, it's steady in the middle there, and it is going more so on the outside. So very handy. And obviously you have your radius. So you can do a radius of 12, which makes it huge. You can do an inner radius of, a few, so it, maybe not that big. So it starts here. Let's take that to 3. Okay. Ta-da! So there's plenty of things that you can play with here to get the effects that you need. Well, hope that helps. Have fun.